So I remember a time when I was sitting on my couch with one of my dear friends who was really struggling. Her heart was agonizing over a near ending of a broken relationship. So I sat there as she sobbed all over my couch, and I placed my hand gently on her knee. My eyes didn't leave hers for a moment. And when there was a short pause, I remember just holding space for her. I didn't say anything, I was just present. I remember really deeply connecting to her pain, almost feeling as if I was going through the breakup myself. So I was there for her. A few days later, she called me and she goes, "Thank you so much for what you did. I feel a million times better. I can't tell you the relief I feel." And I said, "Of course, you're welcome." This is an example of what true, authentic connection looks like. In reality, I didn't do anything. It was my energy, my presence that did the healing. So often we live now in this digital world where we hinder the way that we connect. So because of our digital lives and the worlds that we live in, human beings, you have to understand this, that from origination of mankind, we are social beings. We are a group-oriented species. Our survival depends on human connection. So much so that newborn babies will die if they are not held within 3 days of being born. And in fact, it's been proven that kids that have less physical and social attention have more behavioral problems into adulthood. Human connection is the foundation for our well-being, and it's absolutely vital to our inner and outer success. But because of this technology world that we live in, this social media culture, you will say, it's drastically changed the way that human beings have connected. For example, we text instead of call. We take a picture instead of enjoying the full moment. We get distracted right before we can make a meaningful connection with someone. And we want things instantly, instant gratification before we can learn from the progress that it takes to get there. I had a coaching client who had over 7,000 followers on Instagram. And she confided to me that she didn't have one person in her real life with whom she felt comfortable enough to call if she ever needed help or if she ever needed anything. How crazy is that? Now, technology, do not get me wrong, it is a beautiful resource. It's allowed me to connect with thousands of people from all over the world, help sell my books in multiple countries, so I love it. But technology is like anything else. It's just a resource. And without boundaries, it can really be detrimental to our health in every area of our life. So, I have 3 quick tips on how we can marry these two worlds, our human connection self, our real authentic connections that happen in moments in our real life, and how we can bridge the gap in our technology so that we can still invite technology into our life and use it to its full capabilities, but without hindering our connections in real life. So the first one is set up digital detox days. So what are these? These are simply days where you dedicate to unplugging your tech devices. Sundays are my favorite days to do this because not much is going on Sundays and it should be a day of rest anyway. My beautiful friend Sasha actually hosts digital detox getaway weekends where they all will rent a cottage or a place where they all turn in their cell phones at the door. And then they have amazing conversations, they cook great food, they play outside games, talk about connection. Nothing fills the soul more than that. And if a day is too much for you and you're like, gosh, Hailey, I don't know if I can go a day, start with an hour, start with small increments. Just start to recognize that urge and that impulse to have that need with you at all times. And I gotta tell you, my peace of mind has skyrocketed after I started implementing these digital days, detox days into my life. The second quick tip is do not check your email or your Instagram or your phone first thing in the morning. Don't do it. Technology is a silent addiction and we have to manage it. Scientists, doctors have proven that your serotonin and dopamine level increase when you get a like or a share, or when you go on your social media and you see that so many people are starting to follow you. And it's the same brain chemicals increase as if you were taking a drug. So we just need to be conscious of that. We need to be aware that it's a silent addiction. So you gotta get your mind in the right place before you start inundating yourself with other people's lives on social media. So often we compare ourselves to other people like, oh my gosh, look how far that they've gotten ahead. But let me tell you something. Social media is a highlight reel. We only get half of the story. We get the good stuff. And so you cannot compare your bad day with somebody else's great day. It just doesn't work that way. And the third tip is be mindful even when you're being mindless. So I understand, you gotta get in the know, you have to know, and I understand this urgency to be connected. So give yourself those mindful times of being like, yeah, okay, so just for 1 hour, I'm gonna stalk this person, or I'm gonna binge on Instagram. Allow yourself to indulge like you would your favorite dessert. Connection happens when we tell the truth, when we're open, when we're honest, when we're fully present. We tell the truth about what is going on inside of ourselves and what we might be feeling and why. Connection happens when we choose to turn off a phone, maybe when we're in a conversation with a friend. And God forbid, do not leave it face down on a table when you're out to dinner, because just in case somebody more important calls you. You know, we want to be conscious about this. Connection happens when you wake up to the world around you and you notice the beautiful people that are standing in front of you and their stories that they might be able to share with you and how it could impact your life. This is how million-dollar ideas can come to us and how we meet the people that will change our lives forever. It can even advance your career. So when I was writing my first book, The Millennial Makeover, this story sticks out. I interviewed millennials and she said, I was walking up to interview for my dream job. I head on into the elevator and I noticed a man who's mopping the floors. And she said, so I got curious. I struck up a conversation, and with the short time that we had, turns out the guy was the owner of the company and she got the job, and he said he liked having clean floors. You never, ever know, ever. And we gotta do like what Ryan said yesterday. Just have the connection and be detached. You will be a happier person because of it, and everything else in your life will skyrocket.